action. Before I get going with stuff, I gotta start with this. Did I ever tell you what the last thing was Dad told me before he kicked the bucket? If you really want to know, he told me, let's see how far I can kick the bucket. Anyway, if you're ever interested in tearing apart computer towers. Oh, I wondered where this went. Anyway, you might sit back and think, is the power supply worth tearing apart, and is it worth the work to make a little extra added money? Or do I want to sit and get, 20 cents a pound for 10 cents? No. It's like 10 or 20 cents a pound, whatever it is. Right in that general ballpark for power supply units with the wire. Now, I started tearing one apart, and this is the cover that goes over it, the unit. Now, if you keep it all in good shape, leave the wiring intact, I believe it's right around 20 cents a pound a yard will pay for it. Now, you might be sitting back going, well, can I make a little more than just 20 cents per pound off of these? Well, I'll let you be the judge on how you want to go about this, if it's worth your time to tear apart. Myself, it depends on my mood. Some days I'll say, yeah, it's worth tearing apart. Other days, nah, I'm just going to push it aside and just get what I get. It doesn't matter if I make that extra added money or not. Some days that's how I am. It's worth my effort to tear apart, but some days I don't even bother, depending on how I feel. Now, in these units, the fan is right here. That'll be your fan for the cooling system. Now, these wires, obviously you'll want to take them off and do what you're going to do with them. They can and will be these ones here can and will be recycled. I'm not going to waste any of them. The yard I can take them to has no problem whatsoever with me leaving these ends on. I can leave them on, and they will pay me for them. Now, another yard I go to is going to request these ends being taken off. They won't accept them with them on there, which I'm thinking of just taking, and in here I'm just thinking about taking them down toward the board, and it's hard to see, but I'm looking at clipping them all off down there as much as I can, leaving them as is. And the yard I'm gonna go to also accepts e-waste, one-stop shop. So I'm thinking, why do the extra work when I could take it in as is, and whatever they pay me, I'm cool with. I totally am. Now, these fans, I'm going to take off, and I'll break it down so it's just the motor, and all the extra plastic that's on there, I'll just throw that away. Now, where the money starts coming in is, if you see here and here, that will go as it's aluminum. Now, I don't know if, when I clean these up, I don't know if it'll be classified as breakage or clean aluminum. I have to see if there's any foreign objects like metal, plastic, other things that stick to it. If so, it'll go as breakage. If it comes out clean, even better, because it's more money per pound. instead of 7 or 10 cents per pound, it'll be 40 cents per pound. Good score. Now, I don't know if you're going to be able to see, but right in here, there's two. One is, this is the one. There's one behind it back in here that's smaller. And then there's a little, I'll show you here in a few. But those I can break down, well, anybody can break them down as long as they have them and get the copper out of that. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll show you the big one if I can. This here, I don't know what they're called, but there's a, it's a round piece like a, when you get Cheerios at the store, the cereal, the Cheerios. It's a ceramic piece that looks like a Cheerio. And it's copper wound. Now those, there is at least 5 like this being the biggest one. It's worth taking off and breaking it down for copper content. As you know, copper is in the 250-ish price range per pound. So yeah, you get enough of that, definitely worthwhile. And like I said, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. Now, over here, see, there's 1, 2, 3, seeing at least 3. 1, 2, 3. I thought I saw a 4th. Huh. Either way. If you can see in here, yeah, okay, that's a good shot. This guy here, no, this guy, this little guy that's copper wound, there's at least 3 of them in there. Now when you pull that off, again, 2 to 250-ish, right in that price range per pound. Now, you're going to naturally have little bits of wiring in there. Other than that, you're going to have the, it's a low-grade board, which my local yard pays 15 cents per pound on the low-grade board. But other than that, you've got your case. There should be one here, but like I showed you, it's right here. Goes on top. Right now, I'm getting 5, 6 cents. I think it's 6 cents per pound on that. So when you look at it, in the long run, you might be sitting back going, why don't I just take it in, not even break it down, let them do the work. Why don't I just take it in and get my 10 cents per pound, 20 cents per pound, whatever the going rate is at the yard you go to, if they accept it. If you find a yard that's local to you and they buy them, see what they're paying. Maybe you're going to get more than what I get. Maybe you get the same price as I get. Who knows? Yards pay different prices on material. Now, with that being said, I broke down a computer tower. That's where I got this power supply. I want to show you 2 different things. This wire here. Let's see. There was 2 of them out of the tower I pulled apart, mainly because it was partially disassembled when I got it. Now, that is one end, and that is the other. There's the right one. Well, if I can get it right. That's all foreign to me. AWM E15647 style 2095 VW-1 80C 300 volt golden bridge. And it's got serial ATA 2 pairs AWG28 100 ohm. Anyway, I've talked to 2 different yards. The one just doesn't care if you clip ends. That's the one that takes e-waste. They don't care whether or not ends are clipped off. Of course, they don't pay the same rate as my other yard that I like going to. Two different ends of the spectrum on rate of pay. But still, if you want to do a one-stop shop, sometimes it's the give and take. You make up for it in some areas and you lose in some. Now, that yard, I don't know how they're going to classify this on wiring, but they did tell me when I get them to put all the like wire into one box, and we can come up with a price when it's taken in. Good, bad, or indifferent, it's all about the recycling, and in the long run, recycling's good. And then too, it's also a little bit of money involved, you know. That's always something that, I guess, gets people motivated. Now, here's what I want to talk to you about. Extra little nugget there. That is the heat sink that came out of the tower I tore apart. It had a CP unit that was golly, was it a Pentium? No. It was one of them pinless little buggers anyway. Yeah, look at that. This is the heat sink that came out of that. Clean aluminum. This whole core here, solid. And as you can see, I don't know. Yeah, there we go. It's all pretty much like a louvers or whatever you want to call them. Fins, whatever. Pretty well see right through that. But yeah, this just goes into my regular aluminum pile, my clean aluminum pile. That there right now, well, when I checked the other day, 40 cents per pound for clean aluminum, which I'm happy with, you know. Beats 25 cents a pound I was getting a year and a half ago, a year ago. It was 25 a pound then. So, you know, you're talking 25 cents versus 40 cents per pound now. I'll take it. And let's see, one more thing here. Where did she go, George? Oh, where did she go? Huh. 4 sticks of gold memory out of one tower. Now, puzzles me. I've got 2 sticks. This is one. That's the other. It says 1 gig, 2R times 8. Assembled in Taiwan. Now, these 2 little buggers, get this, 512 megabyte RAM. And let's see here if I can find. Oh, here we are. It says 512 megabyte, 1R times 8, PC2 dash 5300 U dash 555 dash 12. Only thing that helps me out of that is 512 megabyte. The rest is foreign to me. All I look at is locally, anything from 10 pounds and under, locally, is $12 a pound for me. 11 pounds and higher, the yard I go to pays $15 a pound. Now, here's the little twist on this. 12 and 15 bucks a pound locally, depending if you're above or below 10 pounds. Boardsort.com, I was looking, and it's $22 a pound. Now, my thing is, the reason I haven't jumped on shipping anything to a facility, years ago there was a company, and they're still around. I refuse to do business with them. But there's a company in Ohio that shafted my brother and I out of serious money. Well over $200. I don't want to mention the company by name. I don't want to go that route. But they're in Ohio. It was, at the time, it was either deal with them or Boardsort. We went with the other company, which we should have gone with Boardsort. We decided to go with the other company, and it was our fourth load to the company, and we only got paid for half the load. We called them up, and what's going on here? They had their excuses, whatnot. We only got paid for half the load, and we got taken for over $200. We know what we sent. We know what we got paid out on. That's the only reason I hesitate on wanting to ship to a company, is because it's for me, it's the idea of fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. I get a little nervous and want to ship. I'm not saying I won't do it again. I won't do it again to that same company. But I get a little nervous not knowing, am I going to be taken for more money? Sometimes I look at it as, even if I'm getting less money locally per pound on an item, at least then I can look at it as, you take it in, you get paid, you're out the door, business is done. Yeah, so what, you're not getting as much money. At least the money is in your hand. You freed up that money for something else. But yet I look at it as, I know there's better money to be made, and I guess I get a little nervous knowing things can happen. I've heard a lot of good stuff about Boardsort. I know nothing bad about them. Never heard any negativity. I guess with me, it's just being a little gun shy, so to speak. All I can do is try, see what happens. And between them and a company in Foxborough, Massachusetts, I'm kind of up in the air on which way to go. The one in Foxborough mainly pays in precious metal content. I've only dealt business with them one time, and it went good. That was like 8 years ago. It's hard to make a judgment call on one time 8 years ago. Then when you look at a company you've never dealt business with before, but yet you hear all this good stuff, Well, that also turns into, do I want to try? I don't know. Anything in the comment section below, whether it's good or bad about companies as a whole, your opinion whether or not I should ship, keeping it local, I want to hear those comments, and whether it's good, bad, indifferent, maybe it's the peace of mind knowing people are chiming in and giving their 2 cents on how they feel, maybe where they would go with things. You know what I mean? I don't know if it makes sense, but anyway, I've been at this for just a touch over 21 minutes. I hope this video was useful. I hope somebody learns a little something off of this. And, see you on next video.